alaikum and welcome to I Am Her with me, Sidra Iqbal. These exclusive conversations are brought to you by JS Her. हमेशा की तरह आज भी हमारे साथ होंगे एक ख़ास मेहमान और इनसे हम बात करेंगे आपके लिए इनकी जर्नी के हवाले से। कई दफ़ा वी लुक एट समबडीज़ 100th डे और हमें नहीं पता होता है कि इस सफ़र का आगाज़ कैसे हुआ, उस पर कितनी मुश्किलें या कितनी रुकावटें आईं. And when we hear about how they were able to overcome it, it also inspires us to do the same. And today we will be actually exploring the feminine energy and quality of being empowered. Empowered के कई definitions आपको मिल जाएंगे, लेकिन आज बिलखुसूस बात करेंगे to be so grounded in your power that you really believe in yourself. And we have none other than the CEO and founder of FemPro, Nadia Patel Gangjee with us. Assalamu alaikum and thank you for making time for us.
Walaikum salam, Sidra, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
Nadia, मुझे बताएं, I've known your journey and alhamdulillah today you call yourself FemPro, but I want to take you back to She Ops. बल्कि उससे पहले भी it was a women's marketplace that you started out, a place where women could sell to other women their pre-loved things and with confidence. यानी आपको डर ना लगे कि इसके साथ कोई और strings attached हैं. How did you come up with that idea?
So my story is turning adversity into an opportunity. What happened was that my cell phone was stolen from my bag, and when I went on a platform to buy a used cell phone, typically what happens in Pakistan, the crank calls, the messages, they came in, and that was the point where I realized, and I searched up, there was no safe space, online space where women could buy and sell to each other. So I just asked friends and family, and we made a WhatsApp group of friends, who were selling to each other, maybe a perfume they didn't like, but it was absolutely just pre-loved things. Very soon it would do 3 WhatsApp groups because it was Zamani mein, the limit used to be 50. We moved on to a Facebook group which was called the Women's Marketplace, and that just kept growing. And then we realized women started approaching us who were entrepreneurs. They said, "Hamare paas, we're not getting enough sales. We don't know how to market. We don't have enough reach." And that's when we really got into the entrepreneurship space and started empowering women entrepreneurs to help them reach their products to the market via social media, training them, and then Women's Marketplace changed into She Ops, and eventually Facebook picked up on it, and they did a business case study on the community building and what was happening on She Ops as a Facebook group. And a short while after that, which was very surprising for me and an honor as well, the Facebook team from Asia Pacific, they flew down to Pakistan, and they did a whole video case study on She Ops. They met the women entrepreneurs, they met us, they learned about how we were using Facebook's tools and how those women, their businesses had grown through our platform. And again, this was, I think, a few months after that, I get this email one day which says, you've been invited to be part of FP Star 2.0, which is an accelerator program by Facebook. This is for 14 or 15 startups from across the world. It's an invite-only thing. And, it's a 6-month thing. You will be coming to Facebook headquarters and we will be mentoring you and training you. My initial thing was, it's a spam email. I mean, that's what we all think, right, when such things happen. But it was a dream come true. It was a 6-month program.
So you had a 6-month study program at the Facebook headquarters. I think that is phenomenal. And of course, there was a lot of online virtual training happening, but nonetheless, a brilliant opportunity where you connected with counterparts across the region. What was the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, I think the initial element, the fact that we were the only startup from this part of the world, from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, that was an honor, and I was the only woman CEO and founder who was part of that program. For me, learning from other startups across the world who were doing similar things, that gave a lot of insights as to how they were doing it, because we had some startups from Africa, and they had like a similar audience, so I learned a lot from them. Then again, the North American counterparts, what they were doing, I picked up on the technology aspect from there. So I think it really opened up my horizons. And for me, the biggest moment of pride was when, when my journey and Pakistan was highlighted at F8 conference, which is the largest conference, the main key conference of Meta, in their keynote. So that was a very proud moment when I saw the flag of Pakistan up there.
I think you're indeed making us all proud. लेकिन नादिया, मैं आपसे सवाल करना चाहूँगी कि जितनी ख़वातीन अपने बिजनेसेस के थ्रू या इंडिविजुअली आपके साथ कनेक्ट करती हैं टू ट्रेन, व्हाट आर सम ऑफ द गैप्स दैट यू सी? इनके पास स्किल है, इनके पास हुनर है, इनके पास हो सकता है बहुत अच्छे आइडियाज़ हों, लेकिन मिसिंग लिंक्स क्या-क्या हैं?
So, if you were to ask, me, the biggest missing link, I think, is financial literacy and
Okay.
access to, their own bank accounts. In this 7 years, there have been lots of instances where we've seen, Sidra, it's been sad, but women have had their own businesses.
Yeah.
They were doing well, but they were using their male family members' bank accounts. Something happens, tragedy strikes, kuch bhi hota hai, and they've lost all of that money.
Wow.
So that is something, and I felt that trainings or understanding specifically financial management, costing, money ko kaise handle karna hai,
मार्केटिंग कैसे करनी है,
marketing
बजट
kaise
कैसे
karni,
बनाना है?
absolutely. So Fempro came in then. This was part of my fellowship project. Again, that was also with Meta, Facebook Community Leadership program, जिसमें we started these trainings because we wanted them to understand financial literacy. We wanted them to understand कि एक बैंक में जब वो जा रहे हैं तो एक बैंक अकाउंट कैसे खोलना है. Why is it important for them, for their financial independence, कि उनके पास एक अपना अकाउंट हो. Neither they shouldn't be relying on others.
मुझे सबसे अच्छी जो चीज़ लगती है कि व्हेन आई लुक एट द स्टोरी ऑफ फेम्प्रो, कि कई दफ़ा आप देखें कि ख़वातीन को हमेशा मैंसप्लेनिंग बहुत की जाती है. यानी आप किसी बैंक चले जाएं, आप उनसे कुछ 2-3 दफ़ा पूछें कि भाई ये डॉक्यूमेंट कैसे फिल होगा, मुझे क्या दस्तावेज़ात चाहिए. दे विल ऑल टर्न अराउंड एंड इट ऑलमोस्ट एज अ वुमन आई फील कि दे टॉकिंग डाउन टू यू.
Yeah,
है ना?
so true.
तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि फेम्प्रो की या आपकी जो जो नेटवर्क्स है उसकी सबसे बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ ये है कि एज a woman is not discouraged or hesitant about asking a question.
Absolutely.
And there are no stupid questions, right?
Yeah, I always say that. There are no stupid questions. There are no silly questions. Even if it's something very, very basic, it may be basic for them. It may be advanced for me. So, हर किसी की अपनी skills होती हैं.
बिल्कुल.
And we've
And
really
we're
focused.
always learning.
We're always learning. I mean, I
मुझे ये
always learn
बताएं,
from my, people I train.
बिल्कुल. नादिया, मुझे ये बताएं कि विद टेक्नोलॉजी बिकमिंग मच मोर सोफिस्टिकेटेड, यानी अगर फेसबुक की ही बात की जाए या सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म्स की बात की जाए, एक हफ्ते बाद इनका इंटरफेस बदल जाता है, चीज़ें बदल जाती हैं, नए एडवेंचर्स में आ जाते हैं. हाउ डू यू कीप अप एंड इज़ इट डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर यू टू अनलर्न एंड रीलर्न?
Okay, yeah. So that's the unlearning part is really important because, as they say, change is the only constant. That's what I believe in. And ये change सिर्फ हमारी technology या UI का नहीं है. It's part of our life as well. If you look at the current economic scenario in Pakistan, we need to adapt to it on a day-to-day basis, right? So change is constant. What we do is, we have an admin team. We go through it. Even when I'm training, एक दिन पहले शीमियस बिजनेस की जो मैं ट्रेनिंग्स कराती हूँ डिजिटल मार्केटिंग या फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी की, एक दिन पहले आई गो थ्रू द एंटायर प्लेटफॉर्म टू सी इफ देयर एनी चेंजेस.
Yes.
So when I teach them, I am aware of those changes, so I can tell them about it. And a good practice is to see the UI, to go through this once a week. That really helps.
I feel there is so much talent and potential in women. लेकिन एक जो हम सबका फेवरेट एक्सक्यूज है नादिया, वो ये कि मेरे पास वक्त नहीं है, अभी बच्चे छोटे हैं, घर की जिम्मेदारियां हैं, एट्सेट्रा एट्सेट्रा. तो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपके पास दिन में 48 घंटे. हाउ आर यू एबल टू डू इट? यू हैव ऑफ कोर्स अ फुल फैमिली, you have young children, you have teenage children. How do you manage it all?
So Sidra, as you also were saying कि it doesn't become easy, but वो ease के साथ होने लगता है. If you're passionate about what you're doing, you're able to do it. ऐसा नहीं है कि challenges don't come. My daughter won't have a test and I won't have to, maybe उस दिन मेरी training हो. So we just have to balance it out. Planning everything in advance, having a schedule really helps. And then again, being flexible कि जब नहीं हो रहा है, let go. We women at times want to do it all.
हम
perfectionist
हम उस रेस में हैं कि हम ना सिर्फ एक अच्छा बिजनेस चला लें, बल्कि हम बेस्ट मदर भी हों, हम बेस्ट सिस्टर भी हों, हम बेस्ट वाइफ भी हों. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स एग्जॉस्टिंग.
It's okay to let go. That's what kabhi I tell my team also, it's okay. Aaj nahi ho raha. We are all getting very overwhelmed. It's okay. The sky is not going to break. And if for one test you weren't able to give that much time or your child didn't ace it, it's okay. Grades are not everything. So वो balance out करना पड़ता है. And again, I've been blessed that my kids are older. जब वो छोटे थे, it was more difficult. They're more independent. But then again, when they see their mothers independent, जो वो उससे सीखते ना, वो academic learning से वो नहीं सीखेंगे when they see their mother doing something, of her own.
So when you see great ideas take off, और आप किसी mentee पे, किसी ट्रेनिंग पे बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत करो नादिया, एंड यू नो दैट शी हैज़ द पोटेंशियल, एंड देन शी गोज़ थ्रू लाइफ एंड लाइफ सिचुएशंस एंड सर्कमस्टांसेस, और आपको लग रहा है कि कहीं ना कहीं वो जो ज़ील थी, वो जो जज्बा था, वो dwindle कर रहा है. अब you know she's probably taking it easy, she's not working as hard. How do you buck them up? How do you motivate them?
So we regularly have these mentoring sessions as well, where we mentor them and we even tell them sometimes it's okay to take a break. You know, because there's so many times as a woman, she has a great business, she's just become a mother, a new mother. It's challenging for her. That's a difficult time. And it's a very important time in her life. So we tell them it's okay.
Yes.
And then how to bounce back, how to have processes, which are very important. So that if you are not there, you can delegate the work to somebody else, how to build a team. So when they have these trainings and we're mentoring them and we do a lot of hand holding as well, we see that, you know, majority of the time they bounce back. And yes, women entrepreneurs do take breaks, especially the ones with micro businesses, and I feel it's okay. You know, if it's working for them, it's fine. हम नीचे जाते हैं, बट वो बाउंस बैक करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. सो वी जस्ट मेंटोर देम ऑन दैट.
एक वक्त था, और मेरे ख्याल में आज भी पाकिस्तान के बहुत सारे इलाकों में, शहरों में, दिस इज स्टिल ट्रू, कि व्हेन द क्वेश्चन ऑफ मैरिज कम्स इन फॉर वुमेन एंड फॉर गर्ल्स, तो उनसे पूछा जाता है कि आप शादी के बाद भी काम करना चाहेंगे. एंड समहाउ हमारे ड्रामास, हमारी कहानियाँ ये पोर्ट्रे करते हैं कि जो वर्किंग वुमेन होती हैं, बेशक वो घर से काम कर रही है, वो कोई ना कोई आपकी हाउस होल्ड की जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ है उसको शायद निगलेक्ट कर रही होगी. Have we moved away from that impression?
I wouldn't say we have moved away, लेकिन हम slowly we are moving away. The narrative is changing. I wouldn't say कि वो वही का वही है, because now when I look at the newer generation, because we work with women right across from, you know, students who are 18 years of age going to, you know, women who are above 60 and they still have their businesses, maybe achars and stuff. So we see that the narrative is changing. In the younger couples, this concept is coming in. They're more open to women working, having their careers. They're more open to women having their own financial independence as well. They're open to women having their bank accounts, going out, you know, all those things. तो वो आहिस्ते आहिस्ते change हो रहा है. Of course, it will take time. And men need to share the burden, because it's not just the woman's responsibility. It's not about the man or woman. They're all people living in the house. It's not gender specific. तो वो भी change हो रहा है. I've seen males taking responsibility for the children when the women are working. I have seen the males coming to exhibitions, standing right there, their husbands taking care of the babies and helping the women. Not all, but ये ऐसे ऐसे change हो रहा है.
पेरेंट्स इन लॉ,
Yeah,
मैं अक्सर
parents in
देखती
law.
हूँ कि अगर किसी खातून का बड़ा कोई ज़बरदस्त आइडिया एंड शी इज़ डूइंग ग्रेट वर्क प्रोफेशनली, सो दे डोंट माइंड, दे एक्चुअली टेक अ लॉट ऑफ प्राइड. माय सिस्टर इज़ वन ऑफ दोज ब्लेस्ड पीपल कि मुझे लगता है कि हमसे ज़्यादा हर पेरेंट्स इन लॉ टेक अ लॉट ऑफ प्राइड इन हर प्रोफेशनल अचीवमेंट्स. लेकिन मुझे बात बताएं कि आपको लगता है दीज यंगर वुमेन, are they having important conversations with people around them? मिसाल के तौर पे that fairy tale that every girl is told about a Prince Charming, क्या Prince Charming के साथ आने वाली ज़िंदगी के bills डिस्कस किए जाते हैं कि कैसे finances को डिवाइड करेंगे, कैसे घर का खर्चा चलाएंगे?
These are such important topics to discuss. These are such important conversations to have, which we are not. Lekin in the younger generation, because social media pe, you know, it's a lot of social listening on groups. I'm part of a number of women's groups. So these conversations are not happening. You know, at least in the educated families, the girls are asking the husbands, you know, Kechi, acha, how will it work? How will the house responsibilities be divided? How will the financial responsibilities be divided? And women are now contributing to the house, you know, equally. तो वो conversations हो रहे हैं, but we need to increase them. फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस अभी भी हमारे वही है ना, द आदमी कमाएगा, आदमी का सब होगा, फाइनेंशियल सारी आदमी की जिम्मेदारी है. दिस नीड्स टू चेंज.
आई थिंक कोविड हैज़ बीन अ गेम चेंजर. पहले जो लोग वर्क फ्रॉम होम को बुरा समझते थे, एक तो द मेन ऑल्सो गॉट अ टेस्ट ऑफ दैट, दे हैड टू बी होम एंड दे हैड टू बी वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम. हाउ हैज़ कोविड इम्पैक्टेड वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स?
I think, you know, where there have been, of course, its challenges and जो भी setbacks and economic setbacks, it's had a silver lining. बहुत सारे ऐसे businesses जो नहीं जाना चाहते थे online, jewelry designing, fashion designing, we've seen a big, huge shift from, to online for those businesses.
Yes.
And again, not just social media, but having their own apps and their own websites. So COVID has really helped digitize, businesses, and not just for women entrepreneurs. When you look at it, grocery, sabzi, phal, murgi, chicken, मतलब आपकी ये सारी चीजें, पहले where did you have your sabzi walas online? Now I think even the gali ka sabzi wala has a WhatsApp and they've come online. So
And
COVID has
people have
really
been
changed.
able to, discover their own talents. अगर आप एक छोटी सी चीज़ ले लें कि अगर आपको लगता है कि you're great at wrapping gifts and presenting them in a beautiful fashion, a lot of women have started that out, that as a business offering.
Absolutely.
कि जी हमें अपने गिफ्ट्स दे दें, आपके घर में शादी है, तकरीब है या कुछ भी करना है उसको हम
Absolutely.
अच्छा सा पैक करके दे देंगे. But Nadia, I want to ask, 7+ years of leading and managing a multi-stakeholder community. मुझे ये बताएं, what does the word empowerment mean to you?
That's like, there would be a long definition, long conversation to define it. For me, empowerment is, everybody has that skill, or everybody has something inside them. Empowerment is just helping them recognize it, let them come out with their skill, and enabling, making the environment around it conducive so that वो skill को use कर सकें. So, empowerment is not, when we say women empowerment, it's not just about giving her the training or teaching her how to do the business. At times, it's even helping the environment around her family, speaking to the males in the family to make it conducive for her, or for the economic, for the environment around us. Like you said, when they go to the banks, they're being looked down upon, or when they want to invest in mutual funds, when they want to invest somewhere, वो उस चीजों को एक
वो
negatively
वो जो झिझक है कि
Yeah.
मैं सवाल पूछ नहीं सकती
Yeah.
या मुझे कोई बताने वाला नहीं है या मुझे इस चीज़ के बारे में नहीं पता तो I don't know this domain is going to affect me. But now when you look at these young women becoming budding entrepreneurs and being so enterprising in their efforts, does that make you proud when you look at your community?
It does. It really makes you proud. And for me, despite all the negativity, I am a patriot at heart. So for me to see the women in Pakistan progress and to put across the face, the positive, like with so many negatives, which are thoda positive है ना, usko international, being able to highlight that on an international level, like when the women's work was highlighted at a global level because of me, through my initiatives in Taiwan, in the US, that makes me really, really happy and
Positive
proud.
headlines. I think we need more positive headlines from
Absolutely.
Pakistan, and it is absolutely heartening to see the women leading there.
Absolutely.
But Nadia, I do want to ask you, I know you're somebody who's oozing with positivity. आपसे बात करके ही ऐसा लगता है कि, everything is possible in the world and you just have to take the first step. लेकिन when have you felt very dejected and very helpless? कभी तो जिंदगी में कोई मौका आया होगा जब आपको लगा होगा कि आप थक रही हैं या this is too big a setback to actually overcome.
So, Sidra, देखिए छोटे बेसिस पे तो एक entrepreneur की जर्नी पे ना, it goes literally like this. So
एक
अगर
झूला
high
है,
है, it's like a झूला, it's high,
it's a roller coaster ride.
Absolutely, it's a roller coaster ride, right? So the ups and downs come, and it's okay to feel down. It's okay. I've cried. I've been very upset. There are days when I've not looked or I've not opened my laptop, been so low. Lekin if I were to talk about the biggest thing was when we had some sort of we had a challenge with one of my earlier startups, and things didn't work out the way it was supposed to be. At that time, I felt कि क्या अब सब खत्म हो गया है? What do I do? And for I think a month or so, it was really stressful. I was lost. But then I was blessed, alhamdulillah, that I had great mentors. So, with the support of the mentors, the family, I had to bring myself up, and I had to keep focusing कि मेरा mission और vision क्या है. It's about empowering women. तो अगर इस एक name से नहीं हो रहा, तो उस name से हो सकता है. अगर if this is not the path leading me to my goal, I can use this path. So that's when I pivoted, and and that's when Fempro also turned, from just like a social group into more of a registered company. Lekin that was the time when I feel was my worst time. But again, today when I look back at it, I feel it was a blessing in disguise.
Do you think women become too emotionally invested in almost everything we do? And मुझे कभी-कभार लगता है it's so easy to be a man कि आप बस अगर घर में कोई मसला है तो उसको छोड़ छाड़ के बस काम पे focus कर लें. They can actually focus. But with women, we carry everything, the weight of the world on our shoulders. Does that overwhelm you?
It does overwhelm me. It overwhelms all women entrepreneurs. But again, Sidra, that's how women are built as well. I mean, I'd just like to give an example. We had our anniversary meetup just last week, and it was a difficult time. Like the person who was doing the catering for us, she was a woman entrepreneur. She has an amazing setup. A couple of hours before our event, her daughter fell down and had an injury. It was difficult at that time for her, but she had to put that aside. So, वो women के लिए वो mother वाला element is there. Father may have been able to put that aside, go and do the work. She came there, she was brilliant, but obviously it was at the back of her mind that her child is unwell. Similarly, the person who's doing the event, she had her popo died.
Oh.
And we told her it's okay, but she still continued with the work. So wo women are, because Allah has made us like that, I feel. We are more emotional
We're
than,
caretakers and we have that emotional bandwidth that
but we
allows
can
us
do
to.
it all.
But tell me something, you are mashallah Wonder Woman as well. आपका भी कोई एक चीज में काम नहीं होता. You're doing several things at once. You've had a long association with JS Bank as well. मुझे ये बताइए कि now when you tell women to have their independence, financial independence, and this is a way of asserting your independence and your sovereignty कि आपका अपना bank account है. JS Her makes it so easy. Why do you think so many women shy away from having a bank account?
So we've had a number of discussions with women on this. We've had a number of surveys with women on this. So a couple of reasons. One of the bigger reasons is they don't know वहाँ बैंक में जाके हम कैसे बोलेंगे, how will we be treated? The environment makes it challenging. That's one of the reasons. And the other one is the patriarchy. The men in the family do not want them to have their own bank accounts. That patriarchy has played a role. लेकिन I feel कि वो change हो रहा है. The bigger challenge is the ease or the convenience और बहुत आराम से आपका account बन जाए वो नहीं है. Proof of income. And there's so many documentation कि वही आपको push back कर देता है, नहीं मैं नहीं कर सकती.
But we have some good news for our viewers, especially जो हमें live देख रहे हैं JS Bank के social media पे, on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're a woman entrepreneur and you need some startup capital, you also have the ease of applying for a loan. जिसके लिए terms and conditions बहुत आसान है. अगर आप इसमें interested हैं, leave a comment and of course somebody from our team is going to get back to you. अगर आप live नहीं देख रहे, replay देख रहे हैं, so please include #replay in your comments. Nadia, it was an absolute pleasure having this conversation with you. May you go miles and continue making us proud and taking the community with you. जैसे वो कहते हैं ना, it takes a village to raise a child. Likewise, women tend to take that entire village and that entire community together. So kudos to you for that, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me and letting me share my story with you.
I think it was a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Khuda Hafiz.